Hi friends, this is Bipin Pandit and this is my new series, as you all know, Khumaar Bate, under which I speak only on music and cricket. And today I'm going to speak on a legendary Indian batsman who people often called as Little Master, the Maestro. I call him the Touch Artist Supreme, the most elegant and the most graceful player that I have seen, not only from India, but perhaps from the world. And that is G.R. Vishwanath, popularly known as Vishy, for a fabulous ambassador for the game, a great sportsman. I first saw him in 1972 at the Brabant Stadium against Tony Lewis MCC team. He scored 113. At that point of time, Farooq Engineer, Salim Durrani, Wadekar all scored very heavily. But when I saw Vishwanath bat, I said he's not a batsman. I often thought that on the ground, when he entered, he was a painter, and that bat took the shape of a painting brush. And he just came and treated the ground as a canvas, a true supreme artist. When I saw that innings, I said, what type of batsman he is. There is no stroke in the book which he found difficult to play that. And besides all the strokes in the book, he played some of his own. Next day, Sports World of Khalid Ansari carried a center spread in which there were around 25 to 30 pictures of his, essaying each and every stroke in the book. And I further got impressed after watching those pictures. Thereafter, I followed his career very, very closely. G.R. Vishwanath, to me, was like Pandit Bhimsen Joshi. He was, to me, like Amjad Ali Khan, like Zakir Hussain, or Rafi Sahab, or Lata Mangeshkar. Pure artist, absolutely, and so very divine. His batting was based on taking risk. He took a lot of risk, and that is the reason why G.R. Vishwanath, whenever he scored, India has won, and he has saved many matches. Vishwanath was one of those batsmen who was never afraid to play his stroke, and that is the reason whenever he came to the crease. And suppose if you have not watched the first 5-10 minutes, you will get an impression that this man is at the crease for at least 2 to 3 hours. Such was the ease and grace in his batting. He just came and started flowing. That is a gift of God to him. Vishwanath's batting just looked, any stroke played by him looked so easy to the eye. I mean, I have seen his innings of 50, 60, which gave me pleasure, more pleasure than anybody else scoring 200, laborious 300 or 150. I would say you ask any batsman to play his 5 best strokes and ask Vishwanath to play only one stroke. That one stroke had the power to eclipse that 5 strokes. And believe me, when on song, I have not seen a batsman who had 50% of his class. He played without helmet, he played on difficult tracks, and he played against the best of the fast bowling. And the best impact player from India was G.R. Vishwanath. I had the privilege of discussing G.R. Vishwanath with Sunil Gavaskar's father, with whom I used to walk, and we used to have a chat of 2 hours when we used to have a walk. And I asked him, how do you differentiate? What is the difference between your son and son-in-law? He said, my son bats like an accountant, but my son-in-law bats like a millionaire. There is Andy Roberts who has said that Gavaskar is India's best batsman. But if the wicket is bouncy, if the wicket is a green top, and you are the best shooting with rising deliveries, he has to vacate that place for G.R. Vishwanath. What a tribute. Anshuman Gaikwad, who played with him, said that while Gavaskar is a great player on a good wicket, G.R. Vishwanath is a great batsman on a bad wicket. And believe me, I don't want to compare, because Gavaskar and Vishwanath, to my mind, we belong to that era, and they have given the maximum pleasure to us. One was an architect and one was an artist. One had complete science when he batted, and the other was artistry personified. So you choose one, and whosoever you choose, I think both of them were absolute little masters. They were great players, absolute great players who played all sort of attack with great ease, with elegance, and what style of batting. I mean, you play you play lesser known bowlers in your own country, but there you go against Dennis Lilly, Roberts, Holding, Garner, Croft, Sir Richard Headley, Botham, Willis, and then you smash them across the park. I think this requires some special ability. And soon there are very many people. I have had the privilege of discussing cricket with Tony Gregg. He said Vishwanath was the best batsman that I have seen from India. Then again, Dave Watmore met me and he said that he was an absolute genius. And Steve Rickson said that again he was fabulous at maneuvering the ball anywhere from any side of the wicket, bowled on off, leg, middle. He just used to flick it. He used to score a square drive or whatever it is. He was absolute genius. And people like Patodi, people like Vishanse Patodi, of course, was his godfather also. He did a lot for Vishwanath. And Patodi, people like Bedi, people like Lloyd, Richards, people like Ravi Shastri, people like Dilip Vengsarkar, and Anshuman Gaikwad, Mohinder, Ravi Shastri, Krishnamachari Shrikant, Kapil Dev. They all are huge fans of G.R. Vishwanath, and not to forget one name, the legendary Sunil Gavaskar. And people talk nonsensical things when they say that his brother, G.R. Vishwanath happens to be his brother-in-law, and hence he is a favorite player of Gavaskar. No, Gavaskar has said the same thing in 1969 until today, 2022. He has not changed. He has said that G.R. Vishwanath was the best batsman that he has seen, not in India, but in the game. And there have been many a player with big averages. But then if average is a yardstick to judge a great player, please include Yunus Khan and Chandrapal in your all-time great list, because they also have a fabulous average. But that doesn't happen. G.R. Vishwanath is an impact batsman. You take his 114 at Melbourne. You take into consideration his 139 at Kolkata, 97 not out at Chennai, again 87 against Sir Richard Headley on a bad track at Chennai, and again 124 and 31 against West Indies, again at Chennai. Then you take his 83 and 79 at Christchurch. And the man has always played impactful innings. His debut century, 137, studded with 25 fours. That was a match-saving innings. Again, he scored in at 52 at Delhi, 37 for which he batted 3 hours at Oval for that historic win. He has contributed immensely towards victories. At times, just because he was extremely gifted, if he saw a lesser attack or an attack that does not have to money, perhaps he would lose interest and get out. But whenever there was a challenge, whenever there were circumstances in which he was required to bat his very best, I think he came out with flying colours. G.R. Vishwanath, when he was batting in Australia, Bobby Simpson met him in the lift and said, "Man, how do you put the ball down so effortlessly?" A rising delivery from Jeff Thompson. And I had tremendous success in England, bowling against an English player because of this delivery. But what control you have. And in the same lift he said that I can't set a field for you because you can't do anything at the wicket. A ball which people play straight, you play a square drive, you play a straight drive, or you hit it through the mid-wicket. So that was the genius of G.R. Vishwanath. I do say today that I would purchase a ticket in black to watch G.R. Vishwanath. I will not say the same thing for any other player. If God is going to appear in my dreams and he will say that, yes, today at Wankhede, Sunil Gavaskar will score a double 100. Sachin Tendulkar will score a double 100 at Brabourne Stadium, and G.R. Vishwanath will score a century at D.Y. Patil. Mind you, I will walk down to D.Y. Patil to watch G.R. Vishwanath. If there is a situation where there is a green top and the ball is rising abruptly with the best of the fast bowlers on the other side, my first choice, if I was a selector, would be G.R. Vishwanath ahead of a Gavaskar or a Tendulkar. If there is a selection happening and India has to win a match, my first choice will be G.R. Vishwanath ahead of Sachin and Gavaskar. Though these three short men I rate as the best batsman I've ever seen, along with Vivian Richards. Extremely gifted, but then my love for G.R. Vishwanath is such that I adore the man, and what a human being, immensely respected. There is nobody who dislikes Vishwanath, and this happens to be his 73rd birthday. So I'm going to wish G.R. Vishwanath all the very best, and the effortlessness which was the hallmark of your batting. I hope you score 100 even in your real life with all the best of the health. Happy birthday, Vishy. Little Master, I salute you. All the very best.